Okay, I think we're live. I didn't do the countdown though. It confused me. Hi everyone.
Strange.
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome to the live stream. I'm just trying to make sure that we're actually live and talking to you guys. Yes, we're here. Okay, so hi everyone. Maggie Elram here, Witch and Moon. Thank you for joining me tonight. And thank you for coming to my channel. I do have a massive announcement to make, but we're going to save that for just a minute and let a few more people join us in the live chat. But I do have a very special guest on tonight who will be helping me introduce the announcement, and that is Kelden. Kelden, would you like to say hello and introduce yourself?
Hello. My name is Kelden. And I don't know, what should I say?
We'll just talk about your channel. You're also a YouTuber. Talk about your channel and where they can find you on the internet and that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, hello, I'm Kelden. I'm very socially awkward sometimes. I am also a YouTuber here for anybody who doesn't know or isn't familiar with my channel. I make videos kind of sparsely lately due to lots of busy life events. And I sometimes write for my blog, which haven't written in a long time. And yeah.
What's the title of your blog?
My blog is called By Athame and Stang over at Pathos. So we can put links down below to things if people are interested.
Yes, I'll be sure to link all of that too. And I'll link Kelden's on YouTube, which I'm hoping that some of his followers are going to be joining us as well, or his subscribers.
Better. I put out an announcement. I said that this would be happening, and people are like, oh, we're so excited. So
yeah, I wonder if I should go share it again. Should I just like spam people and share it?
if you want.
Anyways, when did you and I become friends, Kelden? When did we start kind of talking and everything? Do you remember what it was?
Basically, it was pretty much after you won my contest that I did. So basically, I did a giveaway, and you entered. And I was kind of like going through the different people. And I remembered that you had been like commenting on some of my videos. So I went and checked out your channel, and I was like, where have I been? Like, I just really loved your videos. They're so artistic and well done. Yeah, and so then I was like, oh, so then obviously, yeah, you won. And then I just like kept talking to you. And I think we really became fast friends.
I think so. I like to think so. I think we have a very good friendship going on. It's one that I'm definitely proud to say.
I think we vibe very well. We have very similar practices, and I don't know, I love talking to you.
I love talking to you too. And I feel bad. This is the first time we've ever done a live stream together too, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about it in the past. I just think that like we never really like further like formulated the idea.
Yeah.
Because then we always just talk on our own. So
yeah, I think most of the time we would rather just like hang out together instead of like online in front of people. But but I'm glad that we did spend time together, because that kind of led us into what we're going to talk about tonight. And I want to say, what do I want to say? Well, a lot of you know, a lot of my subscribers know that I'm an artist, I'm a witch, and I've been on YouTube for quite some time. And this year is the first year that I really got a chance to kind of work on my artwork more like full time. And I had a lot of ideas of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to incorporate that into like my spirituality and my practice and everything. And so sometime this year, well, the beginning of this year, I actually moved to a different town. I relocated, and I was able to start working just part-time and quit my full-time job and all that kind of stuff. And all of that has kind of led up to like this very moment that I'm very excited about. And yeah, well, I guess we'll just get right into it then. We might as well, right? So
Okay.
the beginning of this year, I decided that I wanted it to be my goal to work on an oracle deck. And I wasn't entirely sure how to execute that process, and I wasn't entirely sure like what direction I wanted to go in or what I wanted it to look like. So I started doing just a few paintings here and there that might be something that I would like to look at as far as oracle decks go. Excuse me. So this got all kind of, I got a little sidetracked during the move. I moved in March, and it took me some time to kind of get all my like thoughts together and get back on track as far as like making this goal happen, because I knew that this is like something that I really wanted to happen this year. Like this was the one thing that I was going to manifest for this year. So I did, I did magic for it. I meditated on it, and I gave myself some like time off. I didn't think about it for a while. And then one day I woke up and I was like, you know what, let's just fucking get this done. Like, let's just do this. And I started thinking that morning, and I had like the most grandest idea ever. And I knew that the only way that I can make it happen is if I brought someone else on board that was very well read and very intelligent in the realm of things that I wanted to incorporate into this oracle deck. And that's when I invited Kelden to work on this project with me. And he very graciously accepted, thank God, because I definitely, like I said, this is not something that I could do on my own. And so together, he and I have decided to work on our very own oracle deck that is going to be aimed at a traditional witch's path. And I'm super excited because I feel like this is something that isn't really available right now to people who have more of a traditional witchcraft type path. And we kind of get to be the trailblazers whenever it comes to this sort of thing, and I think that's really exciting. And like I said, Kelden, with his like vast knowledge of historical witchcraft and everything, like he is really going to like lend a lot to that. So that is what we're doing. And as of right now, we are calling it the Traditional Witches deck. And I have been working very secretly on some of the cards, and I have a few prints to show you guys to begin with. At first, we had wanted to go ahead and have the deck ready and completion before we announced it, but we decided that it would be like way more fucking fun to include you guys. And so I wanted to get a few of the cards done, and I said, hey, Kelden, like let's just do this. Let's just tell everybody, it'll give us kind of that boost that we need to get the ball rolling and really get it put out there into the world. This kind of makes it real, telling other people that you're doing something. So the first cards that I did for the deck are, they're 4 animals, and they're representative of the compass directions in the traditional witches compass round. So I'm just going to show you a few. Oh, let me save the best for last. So we have the hare. Is that backwards? Is it backwards, Kelden?
Nope. It's not for me, at least.
All right. We have the hare. And if you would like to see like better photos of these, you can go to, I've actually also made a website for myself. If you go to witchandmoon.com, there's a link to the page called The Deck, and you can see like higher quality photos of these. This is the crow. And we have the toad. And my favorite right now is the serpent. So we spent a lot of time working on the concepts for the cards and like how we wanted them to look and like what kind of vibe we wanted them all to have. And like I said, Kelden has really helped me as far as that goes. And he is going to be responsible for all of the writing that goes along with the deck. So if you, once everything's completed and we have the little book or whatever, like it will be full of this amazing information that Kelden himself has written. So would you like to talk about that some?
Sure. So with coming up with the concepts for these cards, we've been really drawing heavy on different folkloric and historical accounts of witchcraft. Really what I'm in charge of is going through all kinds of different records, books, and finding different symbols and concepts that we are now putting into these cards. So for example, with the 4 kind of familiar cards, it's a process of researching what do these animals represent symbolically, what pieces of which lore are attached to them. So a good example would be the hare card. So talking about in historical and folkloric accounts of witchcraft, how have hares been seen? Typically, hares have often been attached to witches in terms of shape-shifting. There are many stories of witches with that ability to shapeshift into the form of hares. So each card kind of comes with its own story. So it'll give you kind of a glimpse into history and folklore, as well as providing you with symbolic information. And really, a thing that we've talked about a lot is that these cards are not only good for divination work, but also for meditation and use in spellcraft. So they're really a multi-dimensional deck of cards that have many different uses. So within the book that I will be working on, you'll find the meanings of these cards along with tidbits about history, folklore, and different examples of how to use these cards, whether that again is in divination, spell work, or meditation.
Awesome. And do you mind giving us a little example of what one of the cards might read like?
Yeah, so again, I'll return to the hare. So the hares, as I said, in connection to witches, really are symbolic of shape-shifting. So first and foremost, in connection with the 4 directions, the 4 elements, hares are representative of the element of earth. They've long been seen as symbols of prosperity, abundance. So getting that card may indicate, that you are coming into some money. It might be indicating that there's a need for connection to the earthly realm. But also with the ability to shapeshift, hares represent kind of our own need to adapt to situations. Hares as animals are really adaptive because of their heightened sense of smell and sight and hearing. So they really know when to kind of run away or stay in a situation. They're really adaptive. So drawing this card may indicate that you are entering a situation in which adaptation is necessary and where you might need to shapeshift yourself. On the other side, if it's reversed, hares also possess really strong, powerful limbs that help them escape from danger. So this now might be meaning that you could be entering a situation or currently in a situation where there's really no need to adapt. The need is for you to just get out. Again, connecting it back to the earthly realm, it might mean that you are having some sort of deficit with your connection to the earth, and there could be a need to balance that.
Awesome. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
And again,
we have some people that are just joining us. Alvine just joined us. And so just again, we are, Kelden and I are working together to create our very own Oracle deck. And it's going to be the traditional witches deck. And here are a few of the concept cards that we have worked out right now. So if you're just joining us, this is what's happening. and we're very super excited. And the project is just kind of in the beginning stages. And I think our plans right now are to, once the deck and the booklet information is completed, we are going to start a Kickstarter for it, where hopefully we'll raise enough money to order some of the first decks and send them out to whoever wants to invest in that. And yeah, but that'll be, I'm hoping sometime before the end of the year. We'll just have to see how our schedules works out and, all the logistics for all of that. But it's something I'm like so excited about. And like I said, if you want to see like some higher resolutions for the cards, you can go to witchandmoon.com, and there's a button called The Deck, and you can check those out there. And we would like to, as we go along and create more, we'll have more sneak peeks of what's going on with the deck, and we'll show you new cards that we're coming out with. Kelden will fill you in on like new information about the cards whenever we have one, like a new reveal for them. So we really want you guys to be involved in like the entire process, and we want you guys to be just as excited about it as we are. Let's see, what else? Awkward silence.
Okay. Well, I think, yeah, I'm really excited about this project. It's definitely something I never you really surprised me when you were like, oh, I'm doing this thing and I really want you to join in, because I never thought that I would be doing an Oracle deck, but I'm so excited about this. Every time that you update me with details about what you're working on or what I'm working on, it's been a really fun process so far, and I'm really enjoying kind of delving into some of this research and finding the meanings of these cards and these symbols, and I like that we're each, it's very balanced. Even though you're doing the art aspect, I contribute to that, and even though I'm doing the writing aspect, you contribute to that as well. We have this really nice flux and exchange of ideas, so it really feels like a well-rounded project. And there's so many layers to it too that's going into it. I mean, I know on my end, some of what I've been talking to you about is that it's not only a matter of like going in and doing book work, and finding meanings of these cards, but there's a lot of spiritual aspects of it too, such as hedge crossing, otherworldly journeying to find, some of the deeper meanings of these symbols, and how can then we translate that into these cards and this book that will go along with it. So it's really a multi-layered process.
Yes, absolutely. And you really have, like, Kelden helps so much with the artistic side of it too, like the illustrations themselves. Every time I'm working on something, he's there to help, like from the like sketching process, like up to like the final edits. And it has been, I don't know, so far it has been like just a dream to work together on something like this. Like I could not have asked for like a better partner on this project, and I'm really excited because I think that it really has the potential to be something like really super awesome and amazing to share with everybody. Because I wanted to create a deck that like I wanted to use, like something that kind of had been missing from my practice before, because there are all these absolutely beautiful, gorgeous decks out there. I own a lot. I wouldn't say I'm a collector, because people who are collectors are, very extreme about their collections. But I'm an enthusiast whenever it comes to tarot decks and oracle decks, and I knew that I hadn't found one for myself yet that really resonated with my practice, and I hadn't really found anything as far as like divination methods go that had like cards that were used whenever it came to like more traditional witchcraft practices and that type of thing. And I guess because it isn't, well, I don't know. I don't want to go into like history right now, but like I said, I want to create something that, I myself would like, and hopefully other people like myself would also enjoy. And it has been like so super awesome. And I can't wait to like have like the cards in my hand. Oh, how many cards will there be, Kelden? I can't remember right now.
I think it's between 32 and 34 right now.
Yes, I think that's right. I was going to say 32, but I wasn't for sure. And I have some that we've completed, just we aren't going to show you guys just yet. We're going to make you wait a little bit until we reveal them. And hopefully, as we get farther along, we'll start doing, you know, I would like to do like giveaways and stuff like that if we're able to eventually. And, you know, order some of the decks when they're ready and have people review them and like all that really fun stuff that goes into these types of projects.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much to say about it. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions, or are there anything that you guys would like to discuss with us while we're here? Because I mean, that's pretty much the reveal itself. And I'm so excited that like I can finally talk about it now, because all of the work that I've done, like I've been just like hiding in secret, and like I've had to like make other artwork to like show that I've been doing something and not just hiding in like the shadows.
Yeah. I'm really excited too I know I've been a little bit lagging behind on the book work, but I'm very excited to get really start getting deeper into the experience, because I really want it to be more than just you know, kind of like the little white book or whatever that comes with cards. I really want it to be more than that, because with each card, not only, as I said, not only is this a symbol, but I really want it to be representative of a piece of witch lore, of history, of folklore. You know, so each symbol will come with that. You know, I'm working on trying to find ways of incorporating different spells and folkloric charms throughout this book, without giving away too many details of the cards that we're actually doing. I've got to like filter myself, keeping the secret. But you know, really, I really want it to almost to read almost like a history book, but with pictures, um, to give that really kind of nice overview, if you will, of historical and folkloric witchcraft.
Awesome. I'm excited. Alpine asked if we already talked about the serpent card. And we haven't. We only really discussed the hair card. Do you want to touch a little bit on the other ones that we have completed? Just talk a little bit about them.
Sure. So as I said, with these 4 animal cards, really my process of kind of finding their meaning. So each of these cards will address a few different things. It'll address the elemental representation that it has. So the serpent being fire, it's a symbol of transformation, of rebirth, touching on different aspects of the snake's actual so the fact that it sheds its skin, snakes are ectothermic. So I really want to make this nice blend of touching on folklore, you know, specifically folklore about snakes and witches, as well as kind of their physical traits, which also help kind of contribute to this meaning of what kind of messages does this animal bring. So with the serpent specifically, I don't know how much detail you want me to give away.
Just at your discretion, whatever you think.
Yeah, so each of these animals, the crow, the toad, the hare, they all play roles in the history of witchcraft and some of that folklore. So I'm touching on very specific examples. So I guess I don't want to reveal too much, but it is a very fiery, transformative creature. So it'll carry a lot of those themes with it.
Yes. Aurora Meridian also asked, what's been some of the most inspiring things for you all as you've been working on this? I guess for me, a lot of my artistic process, I don't know, I'm a very visual person anyways, and a lot of the ways that these images kind of came to me, a lot of it honestly was just kind of trial and error, what I thought, might look nice and what I thought would evoke the emotions that I wanted to portray. But really just, kind of, I don't even know how to answer that. What inspires me the most in this project? I guess just, that drive of like wanting to have these cards for myself, I guess. But, wanting to have something that's historically accurate and something that really highly resonates with me. And I guess, Kelden, you would be a source of inspiration for me as well, because, watching your videos and everything is what initially inspired me to do this, take this in this direction, and, made me feel that this is something that I could do and, we could do together. And yeah, Kelden's my inspiration.
Well, I was going to say that you're my inspiration because as you are creating these really beautiful cards, it really then gives me that artistic representation that influences me to kind of go and find these meanings, and create, this background piece to it, the context behind it. Um, and it's really interesting because, as we already have these concepts laid out of what we want these cards to be, and then you add this visual piece to it. And so when I'm looking into researching for each card, like, that image is in my mind. And especially lately working on these animal cards, I do find a lot of inspiration researching about the actual like physical traits and habits of each animal, as well as experiencing them in the outside world. Like today I was out in the garden and there was a little toad, and seeing that actual animal was really inspiring to start thinking about, what does this mean? What kind of traits and messages could this be bringing to me? And like, as I was working on the hair card, like, I just couldn't stop thinking about hairs. I was dreaming about them. So it really, like, with each card, it kind of becomes this like full-bodied experience for me, and I try to draw in all kinds of different inspirations.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And yeah, I think that I think for both of us, it is a very intuitive type of experience, because I know that we generally tend to be on like similar pages whenever it comes to like how we want them to look. And I think, we might just, have similar taste in that area, but we work very well together, and we're really able to feed off of each other's ideas and, just gain that inspiration from each other. And I enjoy how Kelden was talking about how you can like fully immerse yourself in this, kind of realm that's just surrounding, a card, just a picture, really. And I hope that we can convey that same type of feeling to, people who in the future might obtain these cards and want to use them. I really hope that that is something that we can translate through all of them.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of one of our big goals with this deck, is that this is not just an oracle deck. This is like a whole experience, and the way that you work with these cards. I mean, you can do a very traditional kind of divination reading with them, lay out a few, what's the overall message, but it also something like you draw a card and that is the energy that you focus on, that you work with. You want to, you feel like you need to work with the element of water, right? So you pull out the toad card and you focus on that card. You can put it on your altar. You can use it as this key almost into unlocking that realm with the information that's also provided within the book, whether that's different lore, or maybe it's an example of a charm or a spell, something like that. And then maybe you use that as a jumping off point for further research into whatever topic it is that comes up with it.
Yes, and that's something we talked about from the very beginning that we really wanted to have with the deck, is we didn't want it just to be for divination. If I wanted to use like the serpent card, like you said, have this on my altar as a focal point for a particular ritual that I'm doing, I wanted it to be I wanted to be able to have that for that. And I want all of the cards to, be like that. They can be used together as a divination tool, but also separately for different types of spell crafting and, what have you. However you want the deck to work for you, basically. It's almost like its own kind of like entity that you're working with, which I guess a lot of decks are like that. But I don't know. I think it's going to be something that's really special. I think we have some more of your subscribers coming in. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it, you guys. Are there any more questions? Do you guys have any more questions about anything? Is there anything
I really
else
like what you said about it being kind of its own entity, because I think that really also kind of encapsulates kind of some of the big pieces of traditional witchcraft, that very animistic worldview and working with spirits, that these cards kind of become their own spirit in themselves, and that they each have their own spirit, right? Each card in itself is its own tool, its own key to accessing, that message. It's not just, oh, this card means this. It's like, okay, well, take that further now, if that makes sense. Each card is an experience, if you will.
Yes, I like that. That sounds really nice. Alvine says the deck is being birthed. Yes,
It is being birthed.
Yes.
It is a birthing process.
That's how I felt. Like, I felt like I was giving birth today. I was so excited, you guys. Like, I just paced around my apartment all day long. Like, I got all kinds of stuff ready. You guys, if you're coming in late, if you go to the website witchandmoon.com, there's a button at the top that says the deck, and there will be an example, some example cards of what we showed everybody else. And soon there will be a little bit more information on there too that goes along with it, a little description and picture of me and Kelden and all that kind of stuff. So
yes, good stuff in the works. So yeah, I'm just scrolling through the comments, seeing if there's any more questions. I always love just the pauses and the silence.
indeed. Can't wait to share more with everybody.
I know, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much more I could say, but I'm like, I have to rein it in.
Yeah, my dream, and I don't know if this will happen, my dream is to have the Kickstarter launched around Samhain. I don't know if that will happen. Like I said, that's ambitious. And then maybe end it around like Christmas time. But I don't know. We'll have to find out about that, because I don't want to put too much of a hard deadline on us, because Kelden is a very busy man. He has a lot going on in his life, and I understand that. So, but yeah, hopefully it won't be too long before we'll start the Kickstarter for you guys. But until then, we will keep you updated with all the really nice sneak peeks and updates, and we'll have fun things for you guys. Is there anything in particular that you guys like? What do you guys want to see during the process? Like, what is something that you guys would be interested in as far as like the whole like deck making process and all of that? Like, how would you like to be involved? Because I do want to make it available to everybody, you know, and let us know what you think about that.
I agree as well. I think that there are many ideas and options of things that we could do to make this a really interactive experience. So yeah, I mean, even one thought I had was, as we talk about these cards being experiences, especially with these animal ones, maybe doing like, I could put together maybe some guided meditations, things like that. Like, I really think that, having this really almost like multimedia type experience could be something that would be really fun.
That would be awesome.
Especially because, yeah, we don't, with the timing of things, we haven't quite figured out deadlines yet. And to keep interest as well as thank people for the support. I think engaging would be really awesome.
I think so too. I think that would be cool. And somebody just mentioned how expensive it is to buy these kinds of things. You know, I was looking around on Kickstarter today, and I noticed some of the decks that were up there kind of in the process, of their Kickstarter and everything. One of the ones I looked at had options for like just downloadable decks. So you could download and like print out your own deck. And, maybe if that's something that you're worried about money-wise, if we can make that type of thing available, because I don't want to, this isn't a money-making thing for me. This is something that I want to share with everybody. I do want to, make it available. I'm not trying to get rich off of something like this, because that's not really going to happen, I don't think, anyways. But it is something that, I want to put out into the world, and, so that there will be a piece of me out there.
It's very much a passion project. And there are other options too that we've been discussing in terms of cost. I don't know if you want to talk about the book options that we've talked about.
Yeah, sure. Talk about it.
So we've also discussed having the possibility, each deck comes with a downloadable ebook. And then there will be further options if you want to purchase a physical copy of the book as well, which would be a good way to save money. That way it's not, super expensive, but you still have access to that information.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. And I mean, we can do it any way that you guys want to, really. Like Kelden said, it is really more of a passion project. It's because, it's something that we both want to share. And I think that I really like the idea of the guided meditations. That could be something that you could get in a Kickstarter. We could like share some for free. And then if you wanted access to more, we could do that. Like there's all kinds of things that we could do, really, for people. Now I've gotten so many more ideas just talking to you guys already. Like, I'm so excited.
And I have ideas just to add a little bit to the mystique. I also was having some ideas of how to involve maybe my other announcement that's coming out soon.
Yes.
For things such as giveaways, pieces, for Kickstarter kinds of things as well. That I can contribute.
That would be cool. That would be super cool. I hadn't even thought about that, but that would be amazing. Ooh, super secret.
A super secret. A secret to add to the reveal.
Right. That's right. So you guys watch out. Kelden has his own secret.
I have many secrets.
Yeah, don't worry. Do I?
What?
I was just going to say, you guys don't worry about it being expensive. There will be, if you want this deck, there will be a way that you will have access to it. I promise you that. Because I
Yes.
know decks are fucking expensive. You pay $40 for a deck and $8 for shipping. Like, that's half of $100. And for some people, that's not a lot, but for a lot of people, that is a lot. Like, that's a week worth of groceries for two people. So, like,
Well, and sometimes too, even with that price, sometimes it doesn't even come with like the book.
yeah.
I know like the Pagan Otherworlds, which is like my favorite tarot deck, like that didn't come with the book. That is like an additional expense onto it, which, and this is something too with the book. Like, I think that the book and these cards go hand in hand really well, which is why I really want to have each deck come with the option of a downloadable ebook, because I feel like the book really is essential to these cards. Sometimes like decks come with like the little white book and you're just like, oh, let's toss this, like, use your own intuition, which is really good. But, with the way that I'm working on this book, I really want it to incorporate a lot of information that is actually useful, if you will.
Yeah. And I think that is really nice because like you said, the little white books are just like, why even waste the paper most of the time? I mean, I understand like if you're putting out a tarot deck, like you can look any of those up online. Like you don't really need any sort of book. But I mean, you do kind of need one, I feel like, for oracle decks. And I think that ours will be really exciting. And I do like the fact that, we want to offer it as, an ebook format. So you can just get the cards and forgo the book, but still have the information. But we also really want to have like a nice book that you can purchase with it if that's something that you really want as well.
Yes.
And we haven't even talked really about like the card backing or anything. So that's something that we'll get to share with you guys in the future too. Because I'm weird about that kind of stuff. I like card backings.
I am too. Like, that's kind of one of the make it or break it things for me with different decks. Like, and it's so weird because like, like the deck can have like really beautiful cards, but like if the back is like not so attractive to me, like that really can be a deterrent, which I'm like, that's kind of sad. But yeah, I'm really picky about card backings.
Yes, me too. Like if they look cheesy, then it's just distracting almost, I think, if it's kind of like a cheaper looking card backing. So we haven't, like I said, we haven't discussed that much together yet. So hopefully maybe that's something we could, let our subscribers do, is vote on card backings and that kind of stuff.
Yep, that would be a great idea. Maybe come up with some different examples and then do like a poll or something.
Yeah, because I would like to do that kind of stuff too, like have things where people could vote on stuff and we could do polls and, have as much involvement as possible, because I think that kind of stuff is really fun. And yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. It's our baby. Oh, we have a love child. It's our love child, Kelden.
I don't know how I feel about that, but but yeah, it definitely is. I love it.
I love it too. So one more time, I'll show you guys the cards one more time. Here is the toad and the hare. And here is the crow and the serpent. So there is, you can go to my website, and soon there will be more information. There you can go to witchandmoon.com, and there's a button that says the deck at the top, and you'll find information, and I'll have links to like my stuff and Kelden stuff. And if you want to be part of the like art process, then you will want to go to my Patreon and join, become one of my patrons. There's links for that below, because I think a lot of what I will be sharing with them in the coming months is going to be work that I do on the newer cards. So you'll get kind of a first look if you want to be that involved. So check that out if that's something you're interested in. I think that's about it, though. I think we should go ahead and wrap it up.
Yep.
We'll have a lot more announcements in the future, a lot more previews for everybody. I'm going to put Kelden's information in the down box below so you guys can find his YouTube and all that good stuff. And is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
No, I think we covered it all.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and I'm so excited, and I just cannot wait. I'm just bursting at the seams, and I'm so happy that I finally got to talk about it. I'm happy that Kelden was here and that, we can share this experience together, and I'm happy that we get to share it with all of you guys as well. And I hope everyone has a wonderful night, and I will see you all next time. Love you guys so much. Bye.
Bye.